Okay, I should be live. So I think I'm flashing. Hopefully it's not bad. Well, it is bad. Last week wasn't as bad as this, but that's because I got visuals on. Okay, let me just, this is the time of the week I just review everything I've done. Gonna have to stop this because it's flashing though. So this week it was a introduction to the Gnostic maze. Was my first video. No one's gonna watch that, but that is that's all about how the animal kingdom basically all and the human kingdom intertwines. You see species in this world. I shouldn't be talking Gnostic stuff on this live setting, but basically, like my examples was like whales and elephants. They're the big creatures, and those are ones of their respective areas on the world, or the sea and the land. And there's other ones which is too complicated with the air. Maybe in the future I might explain that. So that was what that video was all about. I know people are going to get into them videos one day, but for now it's cool. So this week was all about the children in need. Stacey, Dooley debate. She's gone over to Africa, and she's holding little black babies. Now, of course, obviously, the first thing to say is the damn baby was fat. So that's problematic because it's basically a misrepresentation of what Africa is right now. I don't think there should have been a big uproar about it. It just is what it is. But my second video on it, that kind of opens my eyes up to the actual real problem in my eyes is they're not really giving money, or they're not registering the money they're giving to Africa. So of all these, whatever, I don't know, 50 million a year, who knows how much they're giving to Africa? Of that 50 million, they can give 1 million to Africa. And all these TV presenters here have the same narrative. Oh, you don't want us to give you money, like in a kind of blackmail kind of way. Oh, so you don't want us to give you give you money. We just won't give you money. Which I think is very condescending of these white people. And pretty much like, yo, if you don't want our help, we won't give it to you. But that is very telling compared to, it's very telling how the people responded on like social media. Okay, they don't want my money. I'm not going to give them none then. Children need it. Because it actually does paint the picture that most of the children need money goes to Africa when that is not the case. Children need is kind of like it's a British cause, a British charity. And they do give to Africa because obviously back in the day, some people went to Africa and saw the kids there was starving and stuff and said, yeah, we need to help these kids too. And now it comes as a something that's they're gonna push, oh, these African people are starving, give us money. And people are like, oh yeah, we're giving to Africa, but in honesty, they're giving to British children and even refugees. I would love them white people to understand how they might be giving their money to Syrian refugees or Muslim refugees. These white people lose their nuts. They'll go nuts over that. They'll lose their shit. So that was kind of the thing of the week or last week. But so, and then in America there was this daycare teacher, sling the black girl. She bust her head. What kind of madness? I swear down, that one and the woman who was pulling the black girl's hair. If no one's put their hands on them women, yeah, the schools failed. Like, or they probably failed as a parent. If you ain't put your hands on these people, that's the automatic fail. How can I watch a video and see them sling my daughter across the room and her butt have to have stitches in the head and I ain't even touched the person? I'm waiting for the law to do something. Nah, man, I'm gonna sling her across the room herself, like her bang her head, and say, yeah, don't do it again. You know what I'm saying? Like that to me is just incredible. I can't. So then I had another deep video. I like deep videos. I like all my main videos are gnostic videos, but I have deep videos and I have social media kind of deep videos. But I had a black on black hate video explained by the Jane Elliott racism test. And that was to explain to people when Jane Elliott done her little experiment and they put all the brown-eyed people on the outside and all the inside people, the blue-eyed people in the middle, and she made the brown-eyed people like insult the blue-eyed people, tell them they're stupid, make sure they don't say anything, just pressing them, make up the names for them and everything. So the blue-eyed people will actually like start feeling oppressed and, you know what I'm saying, thinking they're being victimized and feeling lesser than. But I'm trying to explain in this video, there will be instances when the blue-eyed people, when they understand and get aware of the surroundings and hold on, we're the ones being subjugated, they're likely to subjugate other blue-eyed people, like just to get in with the brown-eyed people. And that kind of correlates with what black people go through all the time and been going through a long time. Trying to fit in with the society. But when they get to positions where on the outside, they'll be like, oh, these people ain't crap. And just basically hate on themselves, hate on each other because of the situation we're in. So that was a very deep video. And then it was the ADOS versus Pan-Africanism. Now, too many people are coming out saying, oh, this is divisive. These people are divisive. They should not be trying to make themselves their own ADOS. You know what I'm saying? Pan-Africanism is better. Pan-Africanism is the thing that helped back in the day, or Pan-Africanism is the thing that brought people from other countries around the world to America to help in the civil rights movement. Yes, maybe true, but I'm trying to explain it doesn't matter if they want to make a justice claim or get back a debt that America's put on them, because it's a different fight. ADOS, Pan-Africanism, it's a different fight. One is one I explained it with in the video. One is like you're in the matrix, and one is like you're trying to get out the matrix. One is trying to get privilege inside the matrix. One is trying to create a new kingdom outside the matrix. It's conflicting. It's not even conflicting. It's two different fights. It's two different fights. No one should be telling people, oh, you can't be ADOS and Pan-African, because two different fights. I don't see the point in, like, the dividing argument is just dead. Like, I can't go, like they say, oh, just this is gonna divide us, but no normal regular person can go into Jay-Z's house or Oprah's house and go there and eat dinner every day. And when Oprah and I say, what are you doing here? And they try and chuck me out, I'll say, why are you being divisive? We all one people. Like, people are already divided in certain ways. This ain't gonna divide anyone even more. Maybe the name calling that might make people more sensitive, but I don't think this is going to divide anyone. I do not see it as a dividing tactic. I think we are divided as it is. We don't live in these communities how our ancestors did, and they were even small too. They were like, I don't know, small compute, like about 50 people. There still wasn't millions of people trying to all get on the same wavelength. So yeah, and the next video of mine was a video, well, it's a news video, and some of the stories was, one of them was about stabbing in Houston. They went from a house party. He was in a house party, he got stabbed, and then he kind of tried to get to a hotel. That's kind of sad, but like, that's a sad situation, because when you're in a house party, like, you know, if for a man to be stabbed in a house party, it's just, you know, it's going to be over some rubbish. It's not like, it's going to be over some stepping on shoes, a girl, something, or bumping someone, something stupid. What you do when you're in close proximities to people. You know what I'm saying? There's no like, house parties are actually dying out. Like, that's why I'm like on for black economics, because when you don't have money or don't have anything or land on houses and stuff, you have less resources to just do simple things, holding house parties. You know what I'm saying? When these things are dying out because no one can afford a house, the whole culture goes down with it. That's why I agree with a lot of these stuff, like black empowerment economics. And there was a black PE teacher who smacked a child. He's claiming he didn't touch the child, but I could believe he did. Then he's just trying to cover himself up. But it's down to culture. It's literally down to culture. He comes from a culture and the thing about this new age people is we're trying to change culture, because white men used to beat their wives. You know what I'm saying? Like, wives are property back in the day. Back in the day, a father would walk down the aisle with a woman and hand over the woman as property. So we're acting like these things that are determined good and bad are some sort of things that is in the blood that's been in here. Now we're all changing into a new Western culture. I wouldn't say it's a more, the world becomes more civilized in any way, even though there's still going to be evil people. Even people, like evil people, kind of push for civilization. Like, there'd be dudes who don't like abortions but using abortion themselves. People still push for the perfect example of goodness, but still bad themselves. So yeah, even though this guy comes from a culture of smacking a child, but I don't know, smacked on the legs. because the kid was trying to the kid was hitting him or something. Or sometimes it's a minor to some people, but some people that is just like, you can't be doing that. In the Ryanair guy, the white guy on the Ryanair, the flight, who was racist to the black woman, he can't be tried or prosecuted in the UK because this happened in America. I mean, in Spain. This happened in Spain. He can't be prosecuted in England. How did we know they were gonna? They found that loophole. I think they found that loophole. So what would have happened if it was in the air like that? They found that loophole in an attempt to not do nothing to this guy. So now they're gonna say, oh, if it's racism, let Spain deal with it. I'm not sure about the racism laws. I don't know if they even have any in Spain that's gonna get this guy prosecuted, or if these people are gonna travel. The black lady and this old man is gonna travel back to Spain or wherever to get the courts to prosecute this man. You know what I'm saying? It is a mad situation where they purposely found a loophole so they can't do nothing for it. Can't do nothing. And yeah, my damn black girl telling a Muslim girl to go back to her own country because they had a little dispute. See, now black people are getting into the easy insult game. It seems the easy insult game. If someone, you know what I'm saying, if someone's beating you in something, white people go to racism. She was getting beat in this argument. She went to xenophobia. Go back to your country. Go back to wherever. Boy, things is getting tough if this is how things are getting. I think Islamophobia is like an easy getaway now, an easy get out. You know, this MP woman, she went to jail for doing for trying to avoid a speeding ticket or something, and she's an MP, like a black MP. So the problem the MPs have now is she went to jail for a month. She just got out. The problems they have is they want her to resign, and you have to have gone to jail for like 8 months to resign from it. So she came out, and I think she recently tried to appeal the case. She didn't win that. So she's still gonna go back to work, and I'm glad she did. I'm glad she is. I'm glad she. I bet they'll change that right in front of her face. They'll change the law right in front of her face. We need a new law that suggests anyone that goes to jail for a month cannot be in this farmhouse right in front of her face. Then there's some I don't know. I will call this some racism. I don't know the ins and outs, but this guy who's going out with an actor's daughter went into one of them bloody festivals. I think it was called Festival. And they were taking drugs together, and he recorded her taking drugs. I don't know if he kind of gave her, you know, when you give someone a tough drug, one of them, I'm gonna see you take this drug, and the woman ends up dying. But man's charged with manslaughter. Seems depressed. Charged with manslaughter. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why they were pushing. Like, they pushed it for that hard because it's clearly an accident. This is damn girlfriend. Like, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of who it was, his girlfriend, and he thought they were having fun. And he's charged with manslaughter, not murder. It was neglect. It was neglect, and they tried to make like demonize him. But the weirdest story of the news that last week was the white couple who murdered this young boy and stuck his body in the attic. He's supposed to be 17 years old, and they robbed him for money because they wanted their kids to have a good Christmas. Now that's insane. Like, because you have to ask more questions now. You have to ask, what kind of money would this 17-year-old boy had? He like he either comes from a wealthy family or he's on the roads. And considering no one's come out and said, yo, this is my son and we're from Dubai or whatever, or we're from a African country, we're oil barons, seeing as no one's come out and said, yo, that's my son. I think he was on the roads. I don't know. What you're gonna kill a man for Christmas or on a tenner or on a £50 or something. They wanted a good Christmas, they said. A good Christmas would have been at least £500. At least. So the guy's life was taken for like £500. It's a madness. And just today I done an Akala video. I was I was in some hating mode with this Akala thing. All these comments from people is like, oh, Akala should be my sociology teacher. Akala needs to be protected. He was saying some basic stuff. I'm like, wow, is this this is what fame can do to a person, how fame can elevate a person. Because he didn't say nothing special. He just speaks in a like a professional way. He speaks in a little professional way. But yeah, I've done got videos about that, about trying to blame black people for the crime of the knife crime in the UK, and basically London, where all the black people are, well, not all the black people, but a lot of black people are, is 10th dangerous place to live in London. 10th. Like, that is a mad. You got places where there's pure white people, knife crime through the roof. And yeah, there's a chart on it. The visuals didn't come out too well on that video, but there's a chart that showed the disparity like within the knife crime. So again, yeah, they try to push knife crime on black kids. They love saying, yeah, black kids are killing each other. Like, that's mad. And they just put all the white people that are stabbing people under the same umbrella, which is totally unfair. Now for this next week, I'm going to watch, well, I've already watched it, Black Canvas. It was about women's accountability. It didn't say much. I might do a video on it. I've still got loads of talking points. I want to get down all my, before I was holding back some talking points so that I might, like, for when I get better at this, or if I get better at this, I might just put a lot out and redo them later on. But yeah, I've got more talking points, more kind of interaction talking points, like you would say dating talking points, how men and women interact, how to improve the interactions. That's why when I watched that Black Canvas program, I'm like what are they teaching people? This is not really, this is all, it is kind of, well, they let's just get this clear. They had before all these people went on the grapevine, they had their own kind of, I can't remember the channel called now, but they've redone it with the guys in it. It was just women before. But yeah, but it's all kind of turned into the grapevine where too many words like systemic socialism is being added to the equation. Yeah, I might want to say, oh shit, I wasn't even watching the chat. What's up? So I might want to do a video on that. Yeah, apologies for ignoring you. I wasn't even watching the chat at that moment. I was watching through all my videos of. Yeah, I'm from Britain. Yeah, I am from London. What was it called? What was the other? The Hills Off. Yes, I am black. Yeah, Hills Off is another show from UK. They were talking some crazy stuff in their latest video, which I might do a video on too. So yeah, I am black from the UK. I'm from parents Caribbean, 2 islands. So you got anything to say about these topics? The ADOS, Pan Africans. Oh, my only point on ADOS was that it is not it is something that is happening inside the system and should not be mixed with things that are outside of the system, which is Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism is like trying to build a new situation for black people outside of this main system. So whatever people in ADOS, whatever reparations these people want to get, leave them alone. Like that's the whole point of the thing. And I made the analogy on the Matrix. That analogy was basically, if they want to make money in the Matrix, let them make money in Matrix. What you do outside the Matrix, if you claim to be woke and you're outside of this Matrix and whatever outside the system, do what you got to do, build that, but don't mess with people's money. Don't mess with people's money. Like, that's just player hating. Like it don't matter if people are half got a white dad or whatever and an African American parent. Let them get what they got to get, because basically people need their money. Like where you at this moment? Okay, you black. Luxembourg. well, should expound. Yeah. I know. I just read back. Your language actually says, yeah, the language you use actually says you're black anyway. Boy. Yeah. So what's your status on Pan-African, ADO West, the Chinaman? Chinaman, Africa. What background you from? Okay, yeah. I'm actually looking up Luxembourg now. What the hell? How do black people end up in Luxembourg? Bloody hell. No, I'm not Congolese. I'm from Caribbean. I'm from Dominica and Grenada mixed. But yeah, well, basically, but I'm African, Afro Caribbean. Okay, but what opportunities are there in Luxembourg though? Like what opportunity? Like okay, just money because sometimes when you move from an African country to like a European country, you want to move with like the GDP, like just to say like you can live well off being like a cleaner in a proper. Okay, you're doing business there. I'm saying like I'm suspecting you're doing like you're a student there because I don't know. Yeah, because I always think if you're leaving from any country, you just go to the main ones because the money transfers back to your country like 3-4 times. If you're a cleaner if you're a cleaner in a poor country, like or in a rich country, the money you can get there can do something back in your own country. And yeah, and you gotta be wary of what you're studying too. Because yeah, I know a lot of people from the UK come from other countries, yeah, but and they leave to go to UK just because the their qualification in their own country does not convert to anywhere else but their country. So if they've studied to be a doctor in their country, they will never be able to go to another country and be a doctor because it's not credited. And that's another way kind of the white system kind of brings people down. The white system keeps like people behind. But well, yeah. Everybody kind of I don't know if I'm being a Pan-Africanist. I kind of everybody in my what's it called? I'm not even I've never been like pro Pan-Africanist, but every in my family just keeps, when they see me, they're just like, yo, pro black, because I've never been like never been hated on other races, but people just say you just think like you just overly think black. So yeah, a lot of people move from those countries, but funny enough, South Africa is a place where doctors go for training because there's so much crime or whatever. There's so much like knife crime or crime in South Africa. They send people over to South Africa to get training. But I promise you, I probably 100% sure that South Africa will have accredited doctors or accredited PhD and doctor, whatever the doctor's degree. It will be credited. Every single black country around the world will not have accredited education. That's one thing Africans should change. As long as change getting money for their resources, change that. Because of course, if you're not going to run because of the violence or whatever and the corruption, you're going to run because the education is not going to give you nothing in your country, and that's crap. What other ways is there to look at Pan-Africanism? Because there is actually two going on. One is just basically full black power, and one is basically kind of just getting, well, it's what Malema's trying to stop them doing. Malema's like a pro-black, like Pan-Africanist, and the rest of them are kind of like a business Pan-African kind of people. I prefer Malema's like 100%. Like, let's not let them be sneaky towards us. Let's not let any white people be sneaky towards us and act like them and try and follow behind them. Like, liberation is just not enough. Like, a lot of countries are happy to just be in the system, but it's like, no, we should trade together, do everything together as black people, not just as Africans, but as black people. So and it's about African pride. It's about African pride, because a lot of people are really jumping the ship. A lot of people. So how do I explain it? I got into this because the way people are in England is like being black is a tool. It's not like your essence, your being. Like, so it's like you grow up all your life with these people, and these people are telling you, oh, like, it's basically like, yeah, we keep our identities but work together in exchange. Yeah. So it's like these people black people come from all around the world in England, yeah. That's why it's like the multicultural capital of the world. But you see people going, oh, all your life, you see people like come from their country or every country, and because probably the people that are born here are different from the people that come like over. I'm born here, so you know what I'm saying? My parents are the ones from overseas. So I was born here. But when people come over here, they're like, oh, what do? You eat English food? Oh, we eating English food. You should be eating hard food. You should be eating Jamaican food. Oh, we don't eat thing. I eat African food. I eat all this thing. So they spend their whole lives. Okay. So it's like they spend their whole lives telling you that you're not doing things black enough. They're always telling you, oh, you don't eat hard food, you don't eat food from your island. To, like, you know what I'm saying? So they do that. 10 years down the line, you find out that these same dudes who tell you you don't eat Caribbean foods are out here eating white pussy. Sorry for my language, but that's how it gets out here, because they use blackness as a tool and not as a pride. That's why I'm into it, because I'm like, hold on, it's like the film. If you ever watch the film American History X, it's like, hold on, why is everybody not trying to be black? They're trying to be black, but they're not trying to be black. They're using blackness as a tool. So that was kind of my problem. I think guy ran off on me. So basically, they were using blackness as a tool, and I noticed how they're using blackness as a tool. So I see that in a lot of people using blackness as a tool and not as an identity or a pride. So that was my problem, and that's why I became more, you know what, like that's how you sometimes it sends you the wrong way. It sends you the other way. I'm like, hold on. So you guys don't want anything to do with black women, but you want to say you everything about you's black. So that was kind of a thing I thought, you know what, black people need to stick together, because we like the culture, but we don't like each other. And and I thought, you know what, let me start something where I can help promote each other's videos and whatever. So that's why I got a little network. Yeah, basically, black is this fashion style and not like an identity, not like a pride. And it was just disgusting. It was very disgusting seeing the guys who was telling you you're not black enough out there with their out there eat, oh my, like with their women and their boyfriends who are just, so you know what I'm saying. So is your girlfriend not black enough? Is your man not black enough? Nope. They that kind of sends you the wrong way. And yeah, I didn't like that at all. That kind of sends me like, hold on. So, and then when you watch American stuff, sometimes Americans do give it a little influence when and colorism arguments and all these things. And you say, hold on, these women are disenfranchised, and black people are just trying to go to places where, because I do believe in proximity. I do believe you date people that's around you. So I would not be surprised if Mandem in Luxembourg finds themselves a white woman or white husband or whatever, and I wouldn't judge them on that because of proximity. So I do believe there should be we should build situations for each other where we will be together and we will not have any outside influence to come in and spoil or change what black people are at the moment. So yeah, it's kind of a hard situation. And and another thing, Africa needs to ensure its borders, because everybody keeps talking about, oh, we need to live back in Africa. But if Africa is allowing everybody in, there is no point. There's no point for a person in the West to go to live in Africa if Africa isn't secure in itself. So I can't go to a destabilized country if I'm living in a stabilized country. That will be a terrible decision. That's what I'm thinking. Once Africa is stabilized, I'll think about moving to Africa. But if it's becoming China, I might as well go to China. Effect Carnell makes a big makes being black only in connection to white supremacy, forgetting we are used to be more. Oh yeah. Yvette, she is full of propaganda. She's very much full of propaganda. So she's always gonna do and say the things to support her mission in life, which is to get reparations money, even though there's rumors of her being having a white woman as a partner. Like, well, it was first I've heard recently that she is a lesbian. That's the first I've heard of it, and I'm hearing that she's with a white woman. That's all rumors, but I don't know. So I know what she's trying to do. I can respect she's trying to get a little bit of money out. Well, they want to be comfortable in the white, but you can always snake America. That's the thing with me. You can be in your bubble of America's money. We need American wealth, but you can always snake them down the line. You might think, hold on, I got my reparations. Now I don't want to be in America, and yeah, make the move. You know what I'm saying? I can make the move, but I'm not even stable enough in the UK. I will not be stable enough in Africa. It will just be, my lifestyle may be better, but I won't be helping. I wouldn't feel like in a position where I'm protected by anything. And it's like my whole family's here, so, and they have different ideas of where they want to stay when they're finished, when they whatever, because that's the whole plan. The whole plan we're trying to, the whole system we're trying to follow is the retirement system. Where do you want to retire? Because there's loads of white people overseas retiring in other countries around the world. So yeah, it's a bit mad, but yeah, I would love to be in what are they called? Pan-African meeting. I would love to meet Julius Malema, those guys, and just cuss them out for what they're doing. For what they're doing to their people, whatever. All of this stuff, because like it needs to stop. Can't be having Igbo and Yoruba wars in this day and age. When you get the 20 billion you're trying to get from these oil companies, then talk about how you're going to hate each other. But for now you have to stop and say, you know what, the whole country needs this beef. We need to sort out this, and then we'll attack each other later. So yeah, Yvette Carnell is trying to get black people from the working class or the underclass to the middle class. And she's trying to do that with money, and she's trying to do it through reparations, which is an emotional arcs of these people. So yeah. So yeah, that will. No, I've never been Africa. I've only been Caribbean. But yeah, trying to go for he was saying you need money, you need a place to go everywhere in Africa before you're doing it. You need like a mission, like a set. My whole family went to Kenya recently. Couldn't afford. That's what I'm trying to say. Couldn't afford to go with them, but yeah, I'm definitely on that Pan-African stuff. Even though I don't like to admit it, or even though I don't class myself as full Pan-African, whatever, I'm on that. I'm on that African tip at this present moment in time. So yeah, that's about it for me. I'm gonna be at 10 p.m. next week, same time. So yeah, hopefully people should send me videos of what they want me to speak on, because I don't know. The reason why I do this is because I was told by my brother, like, I know how to I know how to talk in this social media kind of way. Just like my videos on just like my videos on ADS and Pan African and my one on black hate. I know how to make social videos. So yeah, I got email, I got a Facebook all set up and Twitter set up just to take questions and advertise. If anyone else has a YouTube channel, I'll show me the link. I'll chop up your videos. I'll put it at the start of mine. Just as a little promo. I don't mind doing that stuff. But yeah, because we have to network together as black people or we're done out here. We have no spaces to practice our own cultures. So people can talk about we got best culture, we do got this culture, but if white people taking up all your land, you have like they'll try and make you practice your culture in I don't know, behind a tree somewhere. You have to find somewhere while everybody else is taking up the whole of the land. So yeah, it's about 11 now. That's a whole hour. Done. I'm gonna be here next week, maybe with a topic, or no, the same as before, but maybe a topic, or all the topics of from Tuesday to Tuesday. Later.